Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to our open play esports sessions. I'm Dan from Black Rocket, coming at you live from my bedroom once again to kick off the first session of the week. So every day at 4 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be hosting these gameplay sessions from our two esports app, Sembly and Battle Royale. Coming soon is going to be a third esports game, Rocket Kart Racers. We apologize for not having a stream yesterday. The weather was kind of crazy where we are located. We were having some problems with the internet, but we got that all figured out. So we're going to be running these streams all week, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. You can participate in or watch these streams, play with your friends in private matches, or choose random public play. And as long as another Rocketeer is online, you will be able to get a very fun match in. Always remember that our policy is safe, fun, learn in that order. And to keep everyone as safe as possible, we do not feature any chat elements in our games themselves. And all the interactions take place in game through competition and emotes. Now, before we get started, I also want to mention that we do have other online opportunities available at blackrocket.com/online. We have our virtual open houses, which take place on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, these kind of showcase the different classes that we offer during the summer, which is our primary offering for you guys. And this week, I believe we're showing off our esports and YouTube. So those are going to be two classes focused on content creation. So if you're interested in that, make sure you tune in at 6:30 p.m. this Wednesday. Now, another free thing that we have is our open play sessions that we do every day at 4 p.m. Eastern. Now, these are just kind of fun right now. We may get into some more stuff later with some tournaments, but right now we're kind of just doing open play sessions, casting them, and just really having fun and keeping everyone busy. Now, we also have some premium content, which kind of relates more closely to real live classes. We have online learning and live coaches. We have self-guided VR quests, where if you did take the virtual reality course over the summer with us, it's very similar to that, except it's on your own, kind of do it at your own pace. Teacher coaching sessions. So yeah, it's basically more just like our regular classes where you do get to learn full material. So that is blackrocket.com/online. Another thing is going to be blackrocket.com/esports. Now, this is where you could play our two games right now, is Sembly and Battle Royale, with kart racers coming later. Today we're going to be playing Sembly. So if you do want to play with us or watch with us, you could also vote on the different events that happen in Sembly. All you have to do is go to blackrocket.com/esports, and then you just hit play now. And now Sembly is super easy to play. You just play it in your browser. You can play it on a Chromebook. It really takes very minimum capacity to get it running. It does take a while to load once it gets to this screen, but it will load and it will be perfect. Now, one more thing for you guys is that since you are already at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/BRP clips, we have a lot of content on there featuring some of our classes, different projects, and also showcasing some third-party video games that we think are really good to play. Now, if you do want to look into that, you could just go to the video section and look at all our videos. We have a lot. We have a lot more coming out. So make sure you do hit the subscribe button and hit the bell if you want to keep updated. So we are going to hop in Assembly right now in 1 second. I just have to log in. And now, once I do get logged in, oh my lord, this happened last time too. So embarrassing, so embarrassing. So once I do get logged in, we're going to have a game code for you guys where you guys are going to be able to join. I'm going to get that right for you. For me, I go to spectate match, but if you guys want to play, you could go to play private match. And then once the screen loads, you can hit on join match and then type in the room code. Now, if you aren't able to get into the game and you want to vote, you could go to vote right here and then also type in the room code, and you could vote on the different events if it's a gem race or a normal game, and you could also vote on the last item if it's a normal game. But for me, I'm spectating, I'm casting, so I'm going to go spectate match, and the room code for our first game is going to be YTCN. I found the room, so I think we are waiting on one more person. So if you do want to join, make sure you go to private match, join, and then YTCN. Now we're going to wait a little bit. Someone's going to join. I believe there are a lot of people playing live right now, so maybe once one of their games ends and they tune into the stream, they'll be able to hop in. But it usually does take a couple seconds, especially with everything going on. So someone did hop in. It looks like we are playing a normal game to start off. Now, our map is going to be Pipe Jungle, which I like a lot more than Rat Maze because Rat Maze is just pretty crazy. Now, Pipe Jungle, as you can see, features a lot of smaller kind of compartments. So just because you go one way doesn't mean that you'll be cut off from the rest of the map, kind of like how Rat Maze is. And I only compared the two because they both have the pipes. But it looks like so far we have the switch block being used, as well as the rock, which kind of acts like the thwomp. Official name is Crusher, but yet you could also use that as an elevator, and you could get crushed by it, where you do get sent back to the beginning. This, I believe, is the vacuum. So the vacuum sucks you up, eats you up, and sends you back to the beginning. Now its twin over here is the fan that pushes you away, and kind of it doesn't really send you back to the beginning, but it kind of just more like annoys you and prevents you from getting places. Now we are waiting on two more. We have the lock block, which I like because it kind of adds the third element where you have to get that key. So now our fifth item does get voted on by you guys. We're going to find out what it is momentarily, and it is the sticky block. That's a pretty fun one. It could make it easier to wall jump. However, it could also make it harder to really navigate through if you get stuck on that when you want to go fast. So now we're entering the build phase. So for normal, we have kind of two maps going on. Each player builds their own map, and then on each map, they race to see who gets the gems first and the quickest. So if player one on their map gets all five gems super quick, then basically player two on their map is going to have to get all five gems super quick on their map in order to tie the score. Now, it gets pretty intense because it does go by time and it also goes by gems collected. But time could kind of negate the gems collected and kind of vice versa. So we're really not going to really know who wins until it really does get to the end. So these games do get pretty exciting. And now, as you can see, this is going to be player one's map. So they're going for a lot of lock blocks at the bottom. And another thing about normal is that the gems are always in the same spot. So you could kind of prepare for what you want to do. As with Gem Race, they kind of have random locations where they could spawn. So yeah, it kind of makes it more straightforward here, which is kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time because the opponent could also prepare for your obstacles better also instead of Gem Race where they may not be able to prepare for every single gem. However, here once they get a good look at the map, they should be able to kind of adjust. However, with these lock blocks, an important thing to note is that you need to know where those keys are. Uh, More so if it is your map, because the opponent could use the hammer, which breaks a block. So if the opponent wants to take a quick little shortcut, they could use the hammer, break a lock block, and get through there. So sometimes a good strategy is to have multiple layers because then you do force the opponent to get the key. So yeah, the key is going to be an important thing. We have one person putting the key very close, very, very, very close to the spawn. The other person's putting it a little bit farther out of the way. This is player two's map, and this is player one's map. So player one and then player two. Player two only electing for one set of lock blocks, while player one has multiple sets where it looks like you're going to really need to focus on that green key. So that first key may be like a little bit of a trap. You may not even want to get that key because that may be able to send you out the bottom on accident. So yeah, it does look like you are gonna have to get those lock and keys open for player one. Looks like you're forced to. While with player two's map here, it kind of almost looks like it's a shortcut because it looks like you could still get around those lock blocks. It's kind of just blocking off the middle section. Um, so yeah, we're gonna have to see. It looks like it may be more beneficial for you not to get that. So we're gonna have to find out what their plan is right here. It looks like we're gonna get right into it. So again, player one's map and then player two's map. I believe we do start off with player one map, however. So yeah, here we go. We're gonna get a quick overview of the map, see who's who. So yeah, this is gonna be player one's map. Player one is the red, while player two is gonna be the blue. And player two is off to a quick start getting that first one, while player one is focusing on the key. Maybe they know something we don't. It looks like they are preparing for that last block all the way over here in the corner. Both players have now had equal gems. Looks like player two is unfortunately getting sent back to spawn, while player one is now able to extend their lead. Now we do have our first event, lights out. This was voted on by you guys. So player one here looks like they are doing a great job on their own map. They may need to grab that last key to get that green one. However, it looks like they are going to focus on that. So it looks like, as you can see, they are going up, traveling. Now player two is player two actually did grab that first key. Very, very, very clever trap by player one on their own map, to really set a trap there, where if you do get that key, it could make it very difficult um, to get that gem at the bottom here. Now player one does look like they're going to be able to clean up this map. Um, Player two is able to grab one more gem, so that could prove useful in the second map if they are planning on making a big comeback on their own map. So player one kind of really did a really good job on their map, by putting that trap there. Really kind of set back player two. So now player one again off to a very quick start, grabbing that first gem right there, and now going for the key block as well. Very interesting here. So both players were able to get that key. However, player one does get sucked into the vacuum. So if player two wants to make a comeback, the time is now, because time is running. Time is running slow. Player two did jump out of the map. Probably should have planned for that gem at the bottom there. Player one is able to sweep up two gems very quickly. Looked like they were on their way to a third. However, they did fall through. Now again, player two is going to have a very difficult time here. It may even at this point be impossible for them to make a comeback. However, we'll see if they can make it a very close game. Player one looks like they're having a little bit of trouble at that rock block. We do get the far out, which isn't going to have too much of an effect here, because actually it does, because player one was able to see that gem and decided to go against getting that one by the rock and just go for this one up here at the top. Now, they do get sucked up by the vacuums. Those vacuums are going to be very difficult. And it looks like as we do come to a close here, player two is able to get another gem. However, it is too little too late. Player one is able to take both maps pretty thoroughly. Right? They were able to get the gems pretty quickly, which gave them a pretty big point boost. And that was able to help them out through that whole series right there. So we are going to go back. We're going to get right into another room code here. So we are going to hop right in to another one. I'll let you guys know if it's gem race, normal, or quick once we do get into the game. So right now I'm just waiting on the room to get made so you guys are able to join it. Now these rooms are made from you guys, so if you do want to play, we sometimes are able to hop into a room that's already going on. So you don't really have to wait for another person to join. If you have a friend and you want to play with them, you guys can just start a private room and we'll pull your room code and get casting on that one. So I do have a room code for you guys. This is going to be ZJVF. Now, if you do want to join this, go to private. Go to play, go to private, and then go to join. And then you will be able to enter the room code ZJVF. If you don't feel like playing, participating, you could also contribute in different ways. You could vote on the different events that happen. I believe this one is going to be Gem Race. So with Gem Race, you are able to vote on the events that happen. And usually there's multiple, either 2 to 3 that can happen. Unless it's a super quick game, then it's probably only one. But it's usually around 2 to 3. And the events do have a pretty big impact on the game. Lights Out and the one that flips you around, both have caused a lot of trouble towards the end and makes them very intense. So again, if you do want to vote, go to spectate, vote, ZJVF. Now, it does look like player two did join, so we are going to look into it. Gem Race now, you also get to pick a map. So both players get to pick a map, and then we find out which one it's going to be afterwards. So player two already knowing exactly what they want. They pick the vacuum, the fan, the bat, the spike, and the crusher. They're picking very, very aggressive items, while player one looks like they're going for more passive. So they have the invisible block, the spring, the cannon, the spike, and they have one more. The cannon we saw a lot last week being used more as a movement option. So people pick the cannon and then they jumped in the cannon in order to shoot themselves towards the gem, and that could be really useful because in gem race you don't really know where the gems are going to spawn in. So if you're on the other side of the map, you could kind of just shoot your way over there. And they also pick the this is the spike block or the two directional spike balls. So what I like about this map is that actually what I don't like about this map is that a lot of the gems could spawn up on the top there. This is a very, very small map. So for gem race, games could be over in the blink of an eye. Now, what I mean by that is if, for example, if you don't know, by the way, the way gem race works is that one gem could spawn in at any of these locations. So it could spawn here, 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 here. Now, something that's very interesting is that when a gem spawns in, I think it's about a 20 to 30-second time period where you could grab the gem. And now once you grab that gem, another one randomly spawns in any of these locations. So for example, if you get a gem here, another gem could spawn in right here. So if your opponent is like far away, you could get two gems right off the bat and kind of really just ice the game like very quickly. Um, However, it could work both ways. It could spawn closer to the opponent. So Gem Race does have a little bit of luck there. However, you also want to prepare for those gems. So you do want to make sure that you have your bases covered when you're putting your items down and kind of making sure that every gem is going to be difficult to get to, or um, kind of like you know what's happening while your opponent doesn't. So you kind of want to like trick them, trap them. Maybe they think that they could get a gem when like you lock them in. You really want to kind of explore your options when you're doing gem race because again, games could be over lickety split just like that. So it looks like both players used about half of their items. About 20 seconds left, so we're gonna find out if anything else gets placed down. The bats are super annoying. So the bats up there, they're gonna make it really difficult to get to the top layer of those gems. So player two really, really playing that out well. While player one is going pretty passive with those blocks. However, they do put the spiky ball shooter right by the spawn there, so that could get very difficult. Now we are going to hop into this. This is only one map, also. It's not the two maps like how normal is. So we're going to find out what our players look like here. It looks like player one is going to be red and player two is going to be the pink. Both off to a very quick start. We're going to see where that second gem spawned in. It did spawn up at the beginning. Now, player two looked like they took a tactical reset approach there in order to get closer because they did spawn in. However, player one going for a very, very quick second gem. They are able to get it through the cannon. Now, our third gem is over there by all those vacuums. So it looks like if you do get that gem, you may get sucked up and sent back to the beginning. So this is going to be very important for whoever gets it and whoever doesn't get it to be in a good position to get the next one. Player two does look like they're kind of getting the beating from those bats over there and those spike blocks. While player one is going to be able to get their third gem, it looks like, and they are, and they also do not get sent back to the spawn. However, that does look like it ended up being more of a curse for them because that gem is right there by the spawn. So this gives player two a great opportunity to get that gem, and they do. The third gem for player two is in that deep corner right there. However, player one had the better spawn and they were able to get that. So that's what I mean by gem race. Really does come down to the spawns because player two kind of had no chance at a comeback once that gem came in, really. So now we are going to hit it back to the main menu and we are going to try to get another game in. Now, again, once a room's created, we are able to pull room codes. So make sure you guys join rooms, start rooms, all that fun stuff, because we will be able to join you and watch your game. Also, if you want, you could go to quick play. And if another Rocketeer is playing, that also generates a room code for us, so we could still cast your game if you aren't able to play with a buddy and you want to play with one of the other Rocketeers online during this time. So we do have a game. This is going to be XYMA. If you do want to participate, go to play, private, join XYMA. So we are going to wait a few seconds. Now, again, if you didn't hear me before, if you're just tuning in, youtube.com/BRP clips. You're already there. Make sure you subscribe to us. Make sure you hit the bells. We're going to be live every weekday doing these quick play sessions. So you do want to get the notification for that. As well as we have a lot of videos on there, which can also occupy a lot of your time. We're going to have some more videos coming out soon. So yeah, make sure you do hit the subscribe button so you are notified of everything we got going on. And again, I do want to reiterate, tomorrow we do have the virtual open house, 6:30 p.m. It's going to be eSports and a new YouTube class. So it's going to be very content creation focused. So if you do want to tune into that, if content creation interests you, make sure you take a look. 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, same place, youtube.com/BRP clips. And now it does look like this is going to be a fast match that we have here. So fast match is you get 30 seconds to build, and then it's really just who's able to get that gem all the way to the right there. So you kind of want to be able to put your items on very, very quickly and kind of formulate game plan very quickly, because if you aren't able to block your opponent off, or you don't have a strategy to get that gem quicker, you could be in a very, very, very tough situation there, because these games go by even faster than gem race. It's really just a race to the finish line. Now, if I was playing here, I would just take the top road here and kind of just drop down on that gem. We'll find out what our players do. Hopefully, no one goes for the middle because that could be fatal to your game plan. So I don't even think we're gonna have enough time to figure out who's who, and it doesn't even matter because both players are the same color, which is great. However, whoever that yellow guy is at the top is gonna be able to take it. Is that player one or two? That is player one. Player one able to take the game very quickly. Both players are the same color. Nothing you can do about that. But yeah, now we're gonna hop into it again. Best 2 out of 3 here. So we're gonna find out who's able to take it this time. And it looks like I want to say this is player two down here at the bottom. However, it looks like a lot of time went by, so you may not even get as many points if you are able to get that gem. We'll find out. This one works kind of like normal, so each player does build a very, very quick 30-second map. It doesn't even look like anyone's going to be able to get this gem. So player one is able to take that game, take the match, really. Um, yeah, I guess they just kind of had a better game plan there. Fast matches are always a little bit tough to plan around because if you put too many things down, you could block yourself off, just like that map. They blocked off the opponent, but they also blocked off themselves. So they weren't really able to get the gem, and they weren't able to make the comeback because player one was able to get the gem on their map. So every different game mode does have a different strategy. It's very interesting to see how that comes into effect, as you saw. So it looks like we're gonna get one more room code for you guys. We're gonna find out what's going on, and this room code is gonna be PSKS. So if you do want to join, make sure you go to play, private, join PSKS. Now, while we are waiting for this, I just do want to reiterate that blackrocket.com/online has a lot of stuff to keep you guys occupied, keep you guys busy. Um, Virtual open houses, I already spoke about those. Those are going to be youtube.com/BRP clips. Open play sessions, we're doing it right now. However, blackrocket.com/esports, you can play both of our games whenever you want. The Kart Racers is going to come out soon. Not sure the exact date, but maybe we will find that out pretty soon. And then we also have the premium content, which is more like classes. So if you want an experience more similar to the summer right now, you could invest in those premium classes. Now we are also going to be doing some summer classes this year, so don't you worry. Those aren't going anywhere. They may be converted online. However, we'll get you guys more details as that does happen. However, we will be doing that, so don't worry about missing out. So again, so we are able to get a match. This is gonna be a normal match on Rat Maze, my nemesis map. We do have our player selecting the robot. Robot's very fun. Kind of just walks around, sends you back to the beginning if you hit him, and you can put him in the air or on the ground, which makes it pretty interesting. Now here we have player two selecting the bat, very similar to the robot. I believe the bat does move a little bit quicker, and then we also have the spikes. So as you can see, robot goes on the ground and in the air. Bat does move a little bit quicker. And then the spike, you guys all know spikes. Spikes are in every platform. Always send you back to the beginning in one shot. So yeah, you do. We do have a lot of aggressive options. Let's say we do get a block. We do get a block. We get the moving block. So the moving block here is demonstrated as kind of like a travel option. But yeah, as you see, we also have different kind of things you could do with it. You could put items on it that make them go back and forth. Um, you can also use them to block off areas momentarily. And now we see that our fifth block chosen by you guys is the sticky block. I believe it was the sticky block the first game. So whoever's spectating really enjoys the sticky block. And now again, we do have both players building their level here. Now again, with the normal games, we do have both players building a level. Um, and yeah, it's pretty much it really. Both players are able to build their own level. We have player two right here going pretty heavy with the bats to start off, while player one is already player one's already causing some torment here with that moving block with the spikes on it. So if I had to guess, they're an expert here, or they would listen to me saying that you could put spikes on the moving block. I don't know, but we will find out based on if they win or not. So again, here we have player one's map using the robot at the top there. Not really putting too much stuff down, and player two doesn't really even have that much stuff down yet. However, they do have a lot more aggressive items. They have a lot of bats, spikes, robots. Um, yeah. Again, normal match, you do get to see all the gems that will spawn, and you could get them in any order. So that does add kind of an extra dimension. I believe normal is kind of the most strategic of all the game modes because in gem race it does have like a little bit of luck, where normal is kind of more raw skill. You navigating through your opponent and your opponent navigating through your map, and then how you are able to game plan for both those scenarios. Now, again, it does look like it actually does look like player one's putting a lot more stuff down. However, they have a lot more blocks, where player two has more of the attacking enemy type items. We're going to see how these fill out. We're only about halfway. We're a little more than halfway through the build phase. So I do like to see both people maxed out. Something interesting, I believe this is player two. Yeah, something interesting that player two has right here is that they do have these spikes right at that last gem. So if you take the low road here, you may end up getting sent back to the beginning right at the end. So it looks like their game plan is going to kind of be get all the gems and then go through the top and drop down. While player one's game plan, let's see, they didn't even prepare for that last gem. You can see they kind of have like a straight ride through once you get to the purple orange section. So really, once you get that top gem, you don't really have a chance of being sent back from the moving block. However, you do have to be careful because that could be a difficult one to get. You could get trapped in there. It may actually send you back if you get stuck between the block and the wall. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we will see if that does come into play here. Player two again going very heavy towards the end there, and with the bats, that's going to be an exciting map. While player one's map is going to be more of a race, player two's map is going to be more of a kind of be careful, don't get set back to the beginning kind of deal. We're going to see what our players' colors are. Hopefully, they aren't yellow and yellow. They are not. Player one is going to be green. Player two is going to be gray here. Player two looks like they're trying to get around that block, which is a very interesting strategy because player one, whose map it is, did not take that route. Now, player two is able to get their first gem after player one is able to get their first. Now, player one is looking to clear up those top gems first. Player two was able to get both bottom gems, and now they're kind of just going to rotate here. So now it looks like player two is going. However, it looks like there's a lot of spike blocks there that are going to be able to stop them. We do have a slow-mo event coming in. We're going to see what happens. Yeah, player two does get sent back to the beginning because they didn't see those spike blocks. Looks like they're now going to go all the way up. And player one looks like they're going to get their fourth gem right there. So now player two, what they have to focus on is, since the only way they could win this map is if player one gets sent back to the beginning, they just have to focus on getting gems and kind of maximizing their point value here. But it looks like they're only going to be able to get three, and player one taunting a little bit, and they are able to clean up. Player two only able to get those three gems. So player one has about 1,000-point lead right here. And now, if player two is able to capitalize on their own map, they should be able to win. So this is in comeback territory right here. Player two going low while player one's going high. Kind of the same thing that we saw last game. Player one navigating through there. I guess they broke those spikes. Maybe you weren't able to see it, but they had to have broken those spikes because they just walked right over them. Very clever from player one. Now in normal, you are able to break items on the opponent map. You can't break items on your own map. We do have rotate coming in. Rotate is very annoying. I could already see that player two is getting a little frustrated down there. They're still kind of at the beginning, while player one isn't really breezing through the map. They're kind of taking their time, kind of trying to find the best way to get around. Now, I must say that player two's only real chance at winning right now is if they are able to get all the gems without player one getting any. Now, player one was able to grab one more, and it looks like they are on pace to get that fourth gem. We do have slow-mo coming in, so it's kind of slowing things down here for them. Now, they were able to break another spike block, it looks like. So I believe you do get two hammers. Very clever use of them right there coming in from player one. Now, they are back to the spawn right at the end there. However, there are only 5 seconds left. Player one has a pretty hefty lead. It looks like player two gave up. So, yeah, player one is able to take that victory. Now, I think that is going to be the last match of the day. So we're going to wrap it up. Big thanks to everyone who tuned in, and big thanks to everyone who played. Now, I do want to say again, blackrocket.com/online. Already talked about it. Make sure you go there for uh, all your needs. Really, you got games, you got some learning activities. Open house tomorrow again, 6:30 p.m. When you come back tomorrow, I'll be sure to remind you again. So don't worry about that. And again, blackrocket.com/esports. You can play Sembly and Battle Royale. And then youtube.com/BRP clips. Make sure you subscribe. There's going to be a lot of stuff up there. There already is a ton of videos up there. We got like replays. We have projects of the week, projects of the year, projects of the month. We got a lot of cool stuff up there. So make sure you do check that out and subscribe because I know you guys are already there. So just click on the videos and get watching, really. So again, I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. I had a great time. I hope you guys did as well. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. I believe we're going to be doing Battle Royale. We already did a Battle Royale stream, so if you have everything set up, then that's great. I'll probably go over tomorrow how to get everything set up for Battle Royale because it is a little bit different than Sembly. But for now, I hope everyone had fun, and I hope you guys all have a great day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. See ya.